Guys, if you want to learn how to not goof up, then you better watch this one. Guys, welcome to the Mr. Bubbles channel, where we dish out awesome pressure washing business advice to beginners. In today's episode, I am going to be giving out 2 awesome tips. Guys, these are things that I have learned and mastered through the years that is going to really help you in your business if you are planning to have a lot of success in your business in 2025 and beyond, your pressure washing business. But anyway, so let's go ahead and jump right in. The number 1 tip that I have for you is this: don't focus on making money. Focus on developing your skill set. So here's the deal. When I first started my business, guys, again, this is my 13th year. We've been through 12 years. This year that we're in is going to be my 13th. When I first started my business in 2012, guys, my first 3 years, I was not focused on making money. That was not my priority. My priority was just to learn a new trade, was to become a master of the trade. I say this all the time, guys, on the channel. It's actually like the motto or the catchphrase, I should say, of the channel. You know, the more you know, the more you'll grow. And what I mean by that is, you making a lot of money in the business, right, has very little to do with what you do. It has more to do with what you know. Because think about this, what you do comes from knowledge that you acquire. So what I'm talking about is, I'm not just saying, you know, how good you are or what you know about house washes or roof cleaning or gutter cleaning. That's not what I'm talking about. That's a given that you got to know that stuff. What I'm talking about is all of the different skill sets that it takes in order to become a successful entrepreneur. So things like, for example, how to sell, how to price jobs accordingly, how to market, how to even get customers, how to run a business. These are all different skill sets. And guess what? Even customer service, communication, people skills. Guys, there are like an elemental 12 skill sets, things I've talked about here on the channel, like, for example, learning how to manage your finances, for example. You know, what does it matter if you're going to make even $1 million a year if you're going to spend $1.2 million, you're going to consistently go $200,000 in debt. So a lot of people, they're not able to manage big businesses because they don't know anything about, you know, finance management. And again, that's a skill set. So my point here being this, guys, when you're first starting out, because you got to remember, like 95% of you guys that watch my channel and listen to the Mr. Bubbles channel, you guys are brand spanking new. You are either just starting out or you haven't even started yet, right? Like 95% of you guys. What I want you to do is focus on developing the skill set that is going to make you money. Don't focus on the money, because one is just the byproduct of the other. In order for you to make a lot of money, you have to develop your skill sets. And I always talk about this on the channel. You guys should focus first on SOMA, something I mention all the time. It's my own creation. SOMA is an acronym, SOMA. It stands for Sales, Operations, Marketing, and Administration. So start there, because if you learn how to sell and you have amazing people skills, you go out there and you just develop it. You go door to door. We have, for example, a sales pitch that we can email you, and you just practice that sales pitch. You go knock on doors, you talk to people. As time goes on, your close rate is going to get better. You're going to get more confident at it. Your sales pitch is going to sound a lot more organic. The bottom line is you have to develop yourself in the arena when it comes to sales. I would recommend episode 52 on my channel. We did a whole episode where we talked about sales. So we broke down, for example, the anatomy of a sales pitch, which has 5 parts, you know, introduction, short story, presentation, close, and then the upsell. And we also taught you the 4 factors of sales impulse. Anyway, the bottom line, guys, is you have to develop yourself in that arena, right? And when we're talking about sales. Then the O stands for operations, everything we're talking about, right? Like learning how to do a driveway professionally. I'll give you guys a great example. It was like either the 3rd or 4th driveway I ever did, guys. I remember, I mean, this was like in me in year one, right? I left these weird lines on the driveway. Guys, I pressure washed this driveway like 3 times and it left these weird lines and I did not know how to get rid of them. That's what I'm talking about, developing yourself operationally so you can do the jobs at a master level, right? If you watch all my concrete cleaning videos, driveway cleaning videos, we know that we have a proper procedure for that. For example, in the case there of the streaks, I did not know anything back then about post-treating the concrete and pre-treating the concrete, which would have eliminated those lines. But I did not know then what I now know. So you're developing yourself out in the field. What's going to make you the money is you becoming a true professional, a master of your craft. That comes from different skill sets that you're going to develop. I'm going to give you guys this great story. It's an example of what not to do. You know, there's a guy that is part of my network. He started a pressure washing business about 4 years after mine. And I remember one day he called me all excited because he had signed this contract with Wawa. Now, for you guys that are in West Coast and you don't know what Wawa is, it's like a Love gas station. It's like a big gas station franchise in the East Coast. I haven't seen it everywhere else. It's like Royal Farms or Dash-In. I mean, these are all basically the same type of companies, right? So anyway, so he called me one day all excited because he signed a contract, like a commercial contract, to do 125 locations of these Wawa locations. And all he was doing is all around the building, all 4 sides of the building, there's like concrete. So he had signed a contract to do surface cleaning of the concrete. And he was super excited about it. I was super excited for him until he told me the details of the contract. Guys, he signed this contract for a little under $12,000. So essentially, he charged $99 per each gas station. Guys, I was blown away by that. This was like, I want to say it was in my 7th year, right around this, when we had this conversation. I was blown away by how terrible of a contract this was because, again, the extremely low number. Guys, some of these were like 4 or 5 hours drive, and the contract is stipulated that he only could work between midnight and 4 a.m. So imagine some of these he had to leave his house 7, 8 o'clock at night, drive to Timbuktu to wash these things between, midnight and 4 a.m. And he was charging only $100 to do that. Guys, needless to say, you fast forward life a little bit later, boom, he's out of the business because, again, there's a great example of a guy that never understood that it has nothing to do with how well you're going to surface clean or pressure wash a piece of concrete. It has to do with all the skill sets, the different skill sets that you need in order to thrive as a business person. In this case here, the guy knew very little about the financial aspect, right? When we're talking about the back end finances, you got your labor, your taxes, your cost analysis, your overhead. I mean, just think about the variable expense, right? The variable cost of having to drive to a place, the chemicals that you're going to use, the maintenance on your equipment, the wear and tear on your vehicle. Wow. Like, I mean, it doesn't make any sense for you to go out and not really understand how the business works. So that's why, guys, if you read any books or if you watch any videos on the subject of growing a business successfully, everyone will tell you, anyone that is worth their weight in salt, will tell you that it takes 3 to 5 years to build a business. As a matter of fact, guys, did you know that 90% of businesses fail within their first year? So example, you have 1,000 businesses open up in year 1. By year 4, only 100 of those have succeeded. And guess what? 3 years after that, only 90% of those businesses. So after 7 years, guys, essentially you only have 10 businesses of the original 1,000 make it through their first 7 years. Like I told you guys here in the beginning of the video, I'm in my year number 13. So, the point being, guys, is develop these skill sets. We talked a little bit about sales. We talked about operations, marketing, understanding how to get customers. For that, guys, I recommend you watch my marketing series. It's episodes 51 through 59. I did like over 10 hours, something like that, of content on the subject. I would recommend you guys not just watch those, but study them, go out and apply them. I will leave you with this when it comes to marketing. You have to establish for yourself a boots on the ground marketing strategy. Go out there, meet people, shake some hands. Consumers, potential clients, they want to do business with people they know, they trust, and they like. So make sure that you get out there and you build those relationships, right, guys? Because at the end of the day, sales and growing is all about people. You building relationships with people. And then finally, the admin side, we talked a little bit about the financial side of admin. Make sure you guys have a good CRM program. The CRM program is the brainchild that will run your company in terms of administration. The program that we use here, Mr. Bubbles, is called Jobber. By the way, it's a great CRM, one of the best in the industry. I will actually leave a link for you guys for a free trial for Jobber in the description of this video. You guys click that. It's just, doesn't ask for your credit card or anything, because it's a free trial for you guys to see how Jobber actually works. But also the thing I wanted to talk to you guys about when it comes to administration is making sure you're running good customer service. And guess what, guys? Customer service is another skill set. These are things like making sure you pick up the phone, you show up on time, you're friendly to people, and then obviously you're doing quality work out in the field. Anyway, so the SOMA, right? SOMA, sales, operations, marketing, and administration. Guys, those are your stepping stones. Those are your foundational stones that's going to help you build a bigger business. You have to focus first on mastering those 4 skill sets and then go from there. It'll take 1 to 3 years for you to master all the different skill sets that you need. And then guess what, guys? You're going to be making money like it's crazy. Like I was telling you, when I first started my business, I didn't focus on making money because I understood that me making money was going to come down to first me being an expert in a field. And that's what you guys need to do. Now, before I give you guys tip number 2, let me tell you real quick about my business in a box. Guys, quick announcement. I've created a digital product called Mr. Bubbles Business in a Box. Check this out. Okay, so the Mr. Bubbles Business in a Box is actually a thumb drive that we're going to send to you guys to your physical address. And when you get this thumb drive, you're going to see a folder that's called Box in it. And then when you open it, you're going to see all of these files right here, guys, all of these folders. And guys, this thing has over 500 files, anything and everything I've ever created from my business. So all of the blueprints, training modules, documents, all of the things that you guys constantly email me about, your pricing PDF, your for example, your marketing blueprints, anything that you could need for your business is in here. That's why we call it a business in a box. One of the things that I really like about this is, guys, check out all of these pictures. So you have a total of 300 before and after pictures that you guys can add to your website and your Facebook and your Google My Business. And check this out. So there's a folder called Google SEO. And the pictures already have the SEO words in them. And this one photo right here has over 300. This specific folder has 190 pictures, but all in all, it's over 300 pictures. Look at some of these pictures, guys. Amazing before and afters pictures for you guys to be able to add to all of your social medias and whatnot. This is going to help you get a lot of customers. And of course, your edible postcards are on here. And then finally, you got training videos on here as well, guys. Like, for example, the video on how to optimize your Google My Business, the Mr. Bubbles. You got several videos. So they're like training modules. You got all the PDFs. The bottom line, guys, is this. This is going to help you with your business. So don't miss out. Make sure that you email us so you can get your business in a box today. In order to get your business in a box, you just got to hit the link in the description of this video. And I say this all the time on the channel, guys. The more you know, the more you grow. That's how come I decided to create this business in a box, because it has everything in there you need to be able to grow your business. And I really, really believe that this is going to be a game changer for you. Guys, you do not want to miss out on this one. And there you go, guys. Number 2 on our list today. Remember, we're talking about 2 great tips in order for you to run a successful pressure washing business. Number 2 is, guys, you need to first master 1 to 3 forms of marketing. So this is what's happening. So I get, on average, about anywhere between 500 to 700 emails a month from you guys. Right around 20 to 30 emails a day, actually, is what I get from you guys. And a lot of you guys will say, hey, Mr. Bubbles, you know, I'm doing X, Y, Z. Like, you'll rattle off 3 to 5 things in marketing, and it's not working. You know, I'm thinking about doing this and doing that. Guys, you're trying to do too much. And here's the deal. More streams of marketing when you're first starting out. When you're first starting out, I say, you know, before your 3rd year. So if you have less than 3 years, you know, you thinking, oh, I need to do 8, 9 different forms of marketing, it's actually counterproductive to what you're trying to do. What you need to do first is become the super master of 1, 2, or 3 forms of marketing. I would start with 1. Once that starts to succeed really well for you, add a 2nd one. When that starts to succeed, add a 3rd one, and then a 4th one. This is what you guys do. You'll put up some yard signs, won't work, you move on to something else. That doesn't work, you move on to something else. That doesn't work, you move on to something else. And what you want to do, guys, is you want to find one thing that works and then really hit that home. And by the way, you guys could go through this process of elimination on your own, but that's what I'm here for. That is the purpose of my channel, guys, is to help you avoid the mistakes that I made, right? Remember, I told you I learned everything through the process of elimination, getting rid of my no's to find my yes. That's why I recommend you guys start out with the postcards, right? The 6x9 postcards, not like the regular small postcards. These are pretty big. They work really well in our industry because you can put a lot of before and after pictures. Business cards don't work, and door hangers don't work. You know, the traditional door hanger with the doorknob, you know, hole on there. Those do not work because you can't put good before and after pictures and create sales impulse on them. So that's why I recommend, I'll put up my design here for you guys. I recommend the 6x9 because, one, you see that box up there that says one of your neighbors just got a Mr. Bubbles house wash? Guys, that's one of your sales impulses, which is the greed factor, or more commonly known as keeping up with the Joneses, right? They see that and they're like, oh, the Joneses next door got their house washed. We want to get our house washed as well. So it creates, again, sales impulse, but also, you know, it gives people a good indication of the quality of your work. And remember what I said, guys. Consumers want to do business with people they know, they trust, and they like. They see that you already did the neighbors, you're already in the neighborhood, and they're going to call. Now, this design here, just go ahead and email me, and we can send this out to you. You're welcome to copy this design. It's going to succeed and have actually a lot of success for you because we've been using this design for 8, 9 years now, and so we know it works really well. So anyway, so I would master that first. And when I say master the postcards, guys, I'm talking specifically about target marketing. Now, if you don't know what target marketing is, this is where you're going to select neighborhoods, like let's say affluent neighborhoods where the homes are like $400 to $600. You're going to target dirty homes. Drive around, look for dirty homes that are green and black and dirty all over, and you're just going to walk up to the door and leave a flyer specifically on those doors. Like, you're not going to canvas the entire neighborhood. In that neighborhood, there only might be 10 dirty houses or 15 or 20. So you're just targeting the dirty houses. Guys, if you specifically target 1,000 dirty homes a month, you're going to have a lot of success with that. And again, guys, focus on mastering that first, and then move on to number 2, and then number 3, And then number 4. So, like for example, a lot of you guys are doing your yard signs wrong. That's why it's not working for you. I see a lot of yard signs out there that are focused on marketing, meaning it just has like what you do, pressure washing phone number, and then sometimes a price, which I wouldn't do. What you need to do on your marketing, guys, is make sure that it has your name, your website, who you are. Don't put pricing on there because all the jobs are different prices, right? Like, for example, there's a guy in my area a couple of years ago. He was putting out signs and it would just say, pressure washing any house, $150 and a phone number. That's what you don't want to do. You want to make sure that you put your name, who you are, what you do, your phone number, your website on there because you're creating branding. Remember, branding is what you do to build a reputation in a marketplace, right? So people want to be able to Google you. I can put on there, for example, in my yard sign, Mr. Bubbles Power Washing Services, phone number, and website. That's it. No pricing of any kind. Then people will Google my company. Let's see, Mr. Bubbles. Oh, okay. Then they read the reviews. They go to our website. They hire us. That's how that's supposed to work. But anyway, so my point being is, you guys first have to master one. Become the master of one thing. And then add another. I would add, for example, door-to-door sales. We talked about the sales pitch. I can send that out to you guys. Become really good at selling. Guys, if you're pitching about 100 to 200 people a month, let's say 100 on a residential side and 100 on a commercial side, you're going to have a tremendous amount of success. And then don't do the business cards. Just give them one of those big postcards because, again, it has a lot of great pictures on it. So highly recommend that, guys. Don't try to do too much when it comes to marketing. Master a few things first and then go on. These days, by the way, Mr. Bubbles, we, on a simultaneous basis, we have 20 forms of marketing working, but we've been around for a long time. We also have multiple rigs and people out in the field. So we need to have 15 to 25 jobs a day in order to feed all of our crews. You guys out there, you only need, 3 to 5 jobs a week to start until you become a master. And then eventually the goal is for you as a solo operator to get to that sweet spot, which for this industry is like 10 to 15 jobs a week. If you can get to 15 jobs a week, guys, that's 60 jobs in a month. That's roughly right around $1,500 a day around there. So that's really good money. But first, you have to focus on becoming a master of the craft. And I'll end it with this, guys. I always tell you this all the time. In a pressure washing business, the more you know, the more you'll grow. And that's all I got for you guys today. I really appreciate you coming to the channel and watching this pressure washing advice video. Highly recommend you guys watch the next one as well. Guys, in the very next episode, we're going to do one of my favorite segments, which is answering 5 questions from you guys out there in the inner zones. I'm literally picking those out from the comment section. Make sure you write a lot of questions on there because very periodically we do this where we go through and then we answer some of your most important questions. So highly recommend you stay tuned for that video. Also, in this video right here, I talked about a couple different resources I could send you, like the elevator sales pitch. I can send you the postcard that we talked about. That's going to help you as far as your marketing and getting clients. Again, guys, I'm super easy to get a hold of. My email's in the description of all of these videos. Make sure you reach out to me. I absolutely love hearing from every single one of you guys. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bubbles out.